last season we did 11 races. I didn't really go through any of this a great deal with anyone, but it's interesting to see. These are all the races that we did. Obviously that's cautions. Turns out I can't type. It's not my fault. It's getting dark in here. Cautions, then caution laps, and then roughly the minutes of the race. If it stayed under an hour, if it goes over 60 minutes, then it messes up my formula. And I haven't been bothered stroke worked out how to be able to do it to sort it out yet. But yeah, the races we went through, we started with 7 cautions and 8 cautions, then only 1 at Texas, back to 4 at Bristol, 3 at Richmond, 4 at Talladega, 4 at Dover, um, 3 at Kansas, 1 at Charlotte, and caution free at the final race of the season at Pocono. Looking at the drivers, Ian was the only guy to do 10 races. Nobody did the full 11 races, so that was obviously a tricky season for participation because of the improved weather and holidays. Lots of bank holidays in that season there was, so a lot of people going on holiday. So Ian managed to do 10 of the races, which is the most anyone else was able to do, which should mean he did the most laps. Yep, he did, because he obviously had much more running to cover it. But he didn't lead the most laps in just 9 races of the 11. Then Nigel was able to get a very impressive lead even on Ian for the number of laps led. Incidents. Patrick in his 9 races managed to pick up 80 incident points. Next was Stuart Barnett with 66. Jamie with 64 from just 5 races. Doug Kinrad 61 from 5 races. Carl 51 from 8 races. And the list goes on. At the other end of that list, let me just do it the other way around. Obviously, some people that had some very few races picking up very low incident points. It's going to happen because that's how it is. But I think one of quite notable here is Ian. 10 races, picked up only 6 incident points. I think that's interesting. I think that's very interesting. Incidents per race here will show you who the worst offenders were. But again, in just 2 races, one bad race can really affect you. So if you only did, say, Martinsville and say Richmond, for instance, 2 short tracks, you're likely to pick up more incident points per race than you would do if you did, say, Pocono and Texas. So, stats are stats, but you gotta, read what they are. Reese there, 16 incidents per race in his 2 races. Jamie, 12.8 in the 5 races that he did. Again, if these were short track races and not the big ones, it's easier to pick up all these incident points. Patrick did 9 races there, so although he picked up those 80 incident points, it was only 8.89 per race. So he did quite a few races to be able to pick up all those incident points. Again, if we flip it on its head, we can see a number of people like Aaron only didn't get any incident points in the 1 race he did, so it puts him at the top. Josh did 3 races with us last season, and he managed to pick up 0 incidents during that time, which meant he got 0 per race as well. So that's pretty good because he did 3 races. Again, Ian 0.6 there with that number of races that he did with us. Race wins. Who got the most race wins? Well, predictably, it was between, spread amongst the usual contenders there. Nigel picking up 6 of them, with Ian probably less than his average, I would have said, but picking up 2 race wins. Josh picked up that 1. Do you know, I think Josh has changed his name. Yeah, Josh has changed his name during the course of that season, so he's actually done 8 races. I'm going to have to go through the and correct that, but because he's changed his name, it's made it mixed up here or split um, his stats between the two. Yeah, I have to find out about that one. Where were we? So race wins, yeah. So race wins, yeah. That's where we were. Poles. Um, 4 pole positions for Nigel, 3 for Ian. A little bit more evenly spread there, but Nigel takes the most poles award as well. And Josh picking up 2 over the the 2 accounts there, or change of names at least, and Carl as well. Top 5s, 9 out of 9 top 5s for Nigel. 9 out of 10 for Ian, 7 out of 9 for Linus, and 5 out of 9 for Jake Foster there. Top 10s, 9 out of 9, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 9 there for Linus. I managed to pick up 7 out of 8 top 10s, so only one atrocious race, I suppose you could say. So that's really the review of last season. This season we've only had 2 races. Obviously, um, Josh there picking up 1 win, and Nigel the one who's leading the most laps so far this season. Ian Cornish is showing the way forward, with Josh and Nigel sharing second place at 41 laps. So that will be interesting to see where that goes. Obviously, an early statement of intent from Ian there, getting over twice the number of led laps than anyone else. In fact, he's actually got more than anybody else combined this season so far. So that's an interesting start to the season. Not been able to convert any of those lap wins into the important laps, the last lap as yet, but there or thereabouts it seems in this season. So again, this table here is the all-time, tells you what everybody's done over every single season so far. We've got a number of seasons. 177 races I've done without a win. I've got to get a win one day, haven't I? I just need some of the fast guys to go on holiday or something. Yes. Stuart, 162 races there. You've done again without a win as well. Both of us, we need to get a win. Then you got Ian next on 149 race. 150th race will be Ian's 150th race next week. That's a bit of a milestone that I've just noticed. Most incidents. Who's picked up the most incidents? David Keebles there, still winning that with 799, but I'm getting close now. 734 before I take that title from you, David. If you come back, then you might be able to hold that lead, but I'm pretty soon going to overtake you. And then Stuart is a little bit behind me on 695 there. Who's got the most race wins overall? Nigel, he's taking it still, 41. Ian's 23 in second place. It's still quite a long way behind. It's a little bit closer with the pole positions, with 39 to 32, Nigel to Ian. Reese there with 17, a credible 3rd place so far. Top 5s, Ian Cornish with 90, Nigel with 62. It's obviously a very high percentage for both of those guys, but especially for Nigel with his top 5s, with 52 from Reese. Top 10s, yay, a stat that I'm leading. 111 top 10s. That's important to find a stat where I lead somewhere or other. Most wins in a row. Nigel's winning that with 7. Jeremiah with 6. And then Ian with 5. Jackie Lottman 4. He managed to do 4 in a row as well. So That's good. What are we up to now? Let's have a look at the records. This one's shows for the seasons how many laps people have achieved. So obviously, um, 2018 season 4 must have had a lot of short tracks in it because the top 6 there have all achieved that on in that season, and then 2018 season 2, the next guys were able to pick that one up. But Mark, probably an unassailable lead. Of course, we did some seasons, we did longer races, which certainly would help as well. 996 laps you did in that season. Lead laps, we got Nigel winning it there. Season 4 of 2017, he led 497 laps. Just about beating Jeremiah's 489 laps from 2016 season 1. Nigel appears a number of times in here. In fact, he appears, 4 times. Ian appears 4 times himself as well. So again, the usual suspects are appearing. 2015 season 3 was probably a bit of a mess. Look at all the guys on top there with a number of incidents. David Keeble's got 178 incidents in one season. That is probably a record that will never be beaten. But we'll see. And that's not a challenge, anyone. Even the great Ian Cornish, season 3, 2015, managed 104 incident points. He's come a long way. He picked up 6 last season in a season. He got 104 of them in that season. Yeah, he's definitely better. Incidents per race is difficult because again, it doesn't take into account people that may have done just one race. But Fraser, you might have done one race with us, might have been 2, I'm not sure exactly. But in that season, 2016 season 1, you managed 32 incident points per race. Impressive. Points. Ian Cornish has got the most ever points in a season. 2016 season 2, 487 points. Even Nigel can't beat you on that one. But he has got the next 2 there at 486, just 1 behind you, and 472. Next one we're looking at here is points per race. Again, you might have only done 1 race, which makes it difficult to really comprehend. But a number of these people will have done like a full season and got the points, but I don't know which ones they are, so we'll see. Race wins, Jeremiah 9 in the season, and then Nigel got 7, and then Nigel got 6, and then Nigel got 6, and then Ian got 5, and Nigel got 5, and Nigel got 5, and Ian got 5, and Nigel got 5, and Jeremiah got 4. The usuals. I'd love to see Jeremiah race with Ian and Nigel. Really think he'd give him such a run for the money. Pole positions, 9 there for Nigel, 6 sharing second place with himself and Ian there. Top 5s in the season, Jeremiah 10, Ian 10 and Nigel 10. No one's managed to get a top 5 every race of the season so far. That'd be interesting to see if anyone can. So that's quite a challenge, maybe. Got to do very well to get into that stat, though. You've got to get at least 9 in a season to get on that table. We're going to get 10 now because these are already locked in. You've got to get 10 to knock one off there. Top 10s, I'm in there. Yes, I've got 11 top 10s. See, no one's got a top 10 every race of the season either. Someone's always had a bad race. One bad race in a season, someone's always had. So, win streak. Jeremiah did 6 in a row. Nigel's done 5 in a row, and Ian's done 5 in a row. So that's still achievable to get on that leaderboard if you can string a few good results together. And obviously winless, that's everybody that's done a season that hasn't won a race. There's loads of people. And that, I think, concludes it really. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Bye bye.